rise and shine. Coffee's brewing, feeling fine. News is out and on the air. Shizzy whiz nuts wild, but we don't care. Morning whiz and coffee. Talk the news, he's a tease. Laugh it off, we're on the go. Shizzy whiz nuts, start the show. Let's go. Spinning in the breeze, stupid jokes, he's such a tease. Sip the Java with a smile. Pants are off, but stay a while. Morning whiz and coffee. Talk the news, he's a tease. Laugh it off, we're on the go. Shizzy whiz, let's start the show. Let's go. Headlines spinning in the breeze. Stupid jokes, he's such a tease. Sip the Java, wear a smile. Pants are off, but stay a while. Morning whiz and coffee. Talk the news, he's a tease. Laugh it off, we're on the go. Shizzy whiz, let's start the show. Let's go. Serious is overrated. Every day we're caffeinated. Talk the town, but in a jest. Morning whiz is always best. Clock is ticking, time to run. Morning show's a load of fun. Grab your mug, don't spill a drop. Laugh your ass off till you pop. Clock is ticking, time to run. Morning show's a load of fun. Grab your mug, don't spill a drop. Laugh your ass off till you pop.
Oh my God! Shizzy breaks Larry. Shizzy broke Larry.
Good morning, everybody. How are you this morning? Good to see all of you. Elka, oh my gosh, how you doing? We got Debbie Webb. I have my favorites. Wonderful, wonderful morning. Wonderful. Jim is Tad. Jim is Tad. I always say that name wrong. I'm just going to say Jim. How you doing? Rickles, good morning. Oh my gosh. Alan Schaefer, good to see you. Holy cow. Holy cow. We got some pretty cool folks in here this morning. Good to see every single one of you. If I missed anyone, Happy, good to see you. If I missed you, Nancy, good to see you. IRG or LRG. It could be any one of them. I never know. Richard, good to see you. Oh my gosh. We got some fun stuff for you this morning. There's a woman, according to the Star. This is probably some rag. I don't know because I don't live in England. Welcome. Assaulted a man saying she wanted to sit on his big bamboo. A drunk woman, allegedly like a woman possessed, assaulted a man who was celebrating his wedding anniversary and the fact that he was cancer-free. However, she avoided jail time for her actions. Well, she turned a couple's dream anniversary dinner into a living nightmare when she sexually assaulted the husband at a swanky Dorset restaurant. Samantha, 44, was apparently like a woman possessed as she stumbled over to the couple at the Captain's Club Hotel and Spa in Christchurch, Dorset on June 15th, ruining their $1,200 pound weekend getaway to celebrate their 40th anniversary and the husband's all clear from cancer. Williamson reportedly clambered onto the man's lap during their meal, slurring that I want to sit on your big bamboo. Shocked, the husband pushed her off while his wife told Wilson to fuck off. Instead of backing down, the raging 44-year-old swiped drinks and a candle off their table, drenching the wife in booze and leaving broken glass strewn about on the floor, according to the Telegraph. When the husband tried to intervene, Williamson is said to have spat at him and scratched his face, leaving him bloodied after they both tumbled to the floor in chaos. Earlier that evening, the couple had taken pity on Williamson, who was causing a scene at the bar, rowing with staff and hurling abuse at other diners. They even offered to call her a taxi, which she flatly refused. The ordeal left the couple traumatized, with the husband telling the Poole Magistrate's Court, "We went for a nice break, but the vicious woman ruined it. It was meant to celebrate my cancer-free news and 40 years together. We never return. It's too painful." Williamson pleaded guilty to SA, but avoided jail, landing 6-month community order with a tag monitor at 8 p.m. to 8 a.m. curfew and a £1,000 compensation order. Her lawyer, James Moore, claimed she was gripped by pure regret and embarrassment, blaming her antics on getting hammered after her partner announced plans to relocate. But the victim isn't letting it slide. He's reportedly considering a private prosecution for the physical assault, furious that police merely drove Williamson home. Oh, if that was me, I would have been in the cells. He fumed. She left me bleeding, and they did nothing. Oh, man up. Sorry. Just, coffee's hot. Yes, the coffee is hot. Good morning. What a way to start out the morning, huh? Holy cow. What is this? At just 14, I was forced to live in a polyamorous cult and marry my 19-year-old cousin. What? Elsa Wall was 14 when she was forced to marry her 19-year-old cousin in a ceremony conducted by the notorious Warren Jeffs, who was later convicted of child SA. After enduring a series of appalling orders during her childhood, Elsa Wall finally chose to speak out about her extraordinary upbringing within a cult controlled by the infamous Warren Jeffs. Jeffs is currently serving a life sentence following his conviction of SA in 2011. Elsa Wall was born in 1986 in Salt Lake City, Utah, a U.S. state renowned for its Mormon community. Both her parents were devoted followers to the Fundamentalist Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, or the FLDs, a Mormon sect that broke away from LDS after it banned polygamy, as they themselves practiced plural marriage. Her parents had numerous children together, making Wall one of 14 children born to her mother, reports the Mirror. Additionally, she had 10 half-siblings through her father's other relationships. In their deeply conservative home, young girls were required to don lengthy pioneer-style frocks that covered them from wrist to ankle, whilst their hair was plain, matching buns and plaits. During her youth, Wall was educated at the Alta Academy, which was owned and operated by the church under Jeff Warren's leadership. Then there came a time when he had complete dominion over Elsa's life. In 2001, at the age of 14, she was coerced into marrying her 19-year-old cousin, Alan Steed, by the former cult leader. This union was endorsed by her parents despite her vocal objections and disdain for Steed. Surrounded by encouragement, they were wed in a ceremony officiated by Jeffs in Nevada. Her heart-wrenching autobiography, Stolen Innocent, recounts the traumatic marriage to her cousin, marked by regular sex acts and multiple miscarriages. The church's failure to provide sex education left her ill-prepared for her husband's advances, leading to confusion. When her marriage to her cousin crumbled when she was 17, Wall found solace in nights spent sleeping in her truck before embarking on an affair with a former FLDS member. Lamont Barlow, 25, supported her decision to leave the church after their paths crossed. Their secret relationship became to light when Wall unexpectedly fell pregnant, prompting Jeffs to annul her marriage to Steed. It wasn't long before she and Lamont tied the knot and welcomed 2 children, but this was not the end of her journey towards liberation. Her ordeal with Jeffs and his religious sect hadn't reached its conclusion when, in 2008, Wall chose to bring up charges against a cult leader who had landed on the FBI's 10 most wanted list after going on the run. Wall remembered the dramatic moment authorities tracked him down and the circumstances of his capture. She revealed he was in a red Cadillac found to contain $54,000 in cash, 15 mobile phones, 3 iPods, laptop computers, a police scanner, a stack of credit cards, and 2 female wigs, 1 blonde, 1 brunette. In 2007, Jeffs, now 69, was convicted of raping 15-year-old child bride, as well as raping 12-year-old child bride, receiving a life sentence plus 20 years and a £10,000 fine. Wall documented the turmoil of her early years in her memoir and continues telling her tale today to serve as an advocate for the abused and disempowered, as she puts it. Her website reads, being part of rebuilding my community has also rebuilt me in so many ways. It allowed me to face my darkest demons and grow beyond the events of life, rekindling friendships of my past and forge new ones with my many amazing people here doing really incredible work. Good morning, Amos. How you doing? No wonder it's Utah. Yeah, I have often whatever happened to my first one. Damn, Rickles. Cult life, not for me. Sure, can't imagine falling for that shite. Yes, that's absolutely true. Yeah, I don't get it myself. I was like, why? I mean, I take that back. I do understand it. I guess that's why I can't understand people that fall into it. But. And this is remember, this is just a rag, so take half of this with a grain of salt. I'm not no Scientologist, doctorist, or anything like that. I've got no nothing. The major deadly virus outbreak in several countries is urgent spread warning issued. The WHO has warned that crisis is very high risk and could spread further without urgent action, but has yet to issue travel restrictions. A series of warnings have been issued after several countries were found to have outbreaks of another deadly virus, with more than 400,000 cases of cholera reported in 31 countries this year alone. Conflict, poverty, and climate change are fueling the outbreak. No, that's not how it works. Climate change doesn't change. does not fuel any outbreaks. Sorry, no doctor, but even an idiot can tell you that's not true. Which claimed the lives of nearly 5,000 people, and the WHO has warned that the crisis is very high risk and could spread further without urgent action. Cholera? You know that can be contained pretty easily. The disease is even resurfacing in countries that haven't seen major outbreaks in years. Experts say the only way to stop the spread is through clean drinking water and better sanitation. So, you know, as you can see what they're saying right here, experts, they say the only way to stop the spread is through clean drinking water and better sanitation. Clean drinking water and better sanitation has nothing to do with the climate at all. Just so you know, there's ways to take care of that, and the climate doesn't have anything to do with that. According to the WHO, the main countries who are impacted by the latest outbreak are Chad, Congo, or the Republic of Congo, the Democratic Republic of Congo, Southern Sudan, and Sudan. Interesting. Those nowhere near the United States or Europe. Well, you know, certain parts of Europe. As yet, travel warnings have not been issued for those countries, with the WHO not recommending travel or trade restrictions to and from the cholera outbreak-affected countries. I don't think I'm buying too much stuff from the Congo or Chad or Sudan. Just saying. However, a spokesman said cholera outbreaks continue to escalate across multiple countries, with 7 of the 31 countries now reporting case fatalities above 1%, indicating serious gaps in case management and delayed access to care. Still has nothing to do with the climate. Among these 4 countries, Chad and the Democratic Republic of Congo, South Sudan, and Sudan are currently classified as being major outbreak due to the severity and scale of their outbreaks. Cross borders and high mobility further exacerbates the risk of regional spread. Many of these countries share borders and experience frequent migration due to trade, displacement, and conflict, increasing the likelihood of cholera transmission across national boundaries. You know, they make big boom booms that stop that stuff really quick. Inadequate access to clean water and sanitation remains a common denominator across all affected countries, leaving communities highly vulnerable to cholera outbreaks. Seasonal factors such as heavy rains and flooding further amplify the risk by contaminating water sources and facilitating rapid transmission. Given the scale, severity, and interconnected nature of these outbreaks, the risk of further spread with and between countries is very high. Not as high as the person that wrote that story. Good Lord Almighty. I'm thinking my coffee's broken. I hope not. King Solomon wasn't that wise. That what wise men would put up with over 700 mothers. That's true, Raz. Oh, Democrat Party cult. No, No, political parties aren't cults. That's a good question, though. Oh, I'm for clean drinking water, but I don't even trust the city water too much. Fluoride and strong chlorine smell. Yeah, I mean it will kill a lot of things. Just saying. Oh my gosh. What is this? That's interesting. No, I don't want to read that one. But we do have the story because you guys were talking about it. Coffee crisis warning: his drink could soon cost over $5. Really? That's it? Jeez. You haven't been over to United States lately, because they'll definitely cost you over $5 here. Mm-hmm. Experts have warned the global coffee crisis as key factors cause a hike in drink prices. Statement came after two major coffee roasters in Brazil, one of the world's largest coffee producers, were forced to push up prices in the drink by as much as 50%, citing rising production costs for raw beans, market volatility, and climate issues. See, they're going to blame it on the climate for every single thing. Elsewhere, global prices for raw Arabica beans, the most popular type of coffee in the world, have skyrocketed by 20% this year and have already increased by over 80% in 2024, with crop fields being crippled by worrying weather and worsening rain. Well, if there wasn't rain, we would have dry. If we had dry, if we don't have dry, we would have rain. So, I mean, this is how they get away with blaming it all on the climate. It's all the climate's fault. Well, of course, it's like, what was it in the 70s? We had global cooling. In the 80s, it was global warming. In the 90s, it turned into something else. And they've been doing this since what, the 40s or sooner. Everything was always much better, but it wasn't. I was watching something yesterday. It was a hot dog thing that basically electrocuted your hot dogs. And that's how they cooked them. It's so bad. It was like, oh my God, I don't think anybody used those. Elsewhere, global prices for worsening rain. Now, roasters all over the world will be facing pressure to raise prices, experts say. What experts? They always cite these experts, but they never show the experts. I don't get it. The adverse effects of already being felt in the UK, where the price of coffee increased by 5% last year, double the rate of inflation. Shoppers have complained that some chains are now selling takeaway coffees of $5. Black Sheep Coffee charges $5.10 for a large flat white. It sounds creepy. While some Starbucks stores dish out extra large drinks above the £5 threshold, backlash has been swift. At Costa, Britain's largest coffee chain, drink prices increased an average of 91 pence last year, while the BBC is big. Every time I see BBC, it makes me not think of British broadcasting. Just saying. It was warned of a customer exodus as young drinkers turn away from the staple brand, turning off by high prices and absence of Gen Z flavors like matcha, whatever. Well, maybe they're just not buying enough of it, and maybe they don't have the money to do it. Made your own coffee, problem solved. Yeah, isn't it? Chain owners Coca-Cola are now purportedly looking to sell off the chain for a price of around $2 billion, almost half the $3.9 billion they paid for it in 2019. Chain owners, Coco. Oh, it's Coco, not Coca. It's Coco. Coca-Cola. Coca-Cola. Supermarkets haven't fared much better with analysis by which, finding that 11 out of 12 instant coffee options at 6 big grocery stores were 10% pricier than they were last year. A 200-gram jar of Nescafe Original. Why would anybody buy that garbage? Sorry. Dehydrated coffee. Seriously. I mean, think about this. I'm sure you enjoy it. My grandfather used to drink the damn instant coffee. That's what it looks like. It looks like instant coffee. The future, the failure is due to beating coffee bushes as a crop. They are understood plant requiring less intense growing situation. Yeah, that is so true, Richard. That is so true. And somebody that knows coffee would be Richard. I don't know coffee. I like to drink it, but that's how it goes. It was as much as 40% more expensive in some stores, while Nescafe's Zero Americano went up as much as 38%. Oh my God. Nestle has said it will continue to increase prices and shrink pack sizes as it tries to offset increasing bean prices, a trend that will likely only continue. Coffee is one of Britain's favorite drinks. I thought it was tea. But how could this affect you? Well, the price hikes come as the cost of living only becomes more critical for consumers, meaning the beloved beverage might be increasingly be off the menu for many. And why is your cost of living prices so high? Go figure. Would that have something to do with the government? I mean, I would say the government is the one that's in charge of cost of living, and they've managed to jack up prices on every single thing and tax the hell out of their populace in doing so. Do I feel bad for the Brits? In a sense, maybe a little bit bad. I mean, they don't know what true freedom feels like. However, money-saving experts have some top tips for those. I bet they have some tips for those who want to keep caffeinated drink in their diets. An editor at Which advised not all coffees have been impacted by high prices, so shoppers should turn to supermarket-owned brands for instant. Yep, there you go. They want you to drink instant coffee, or shop around for a good deal on ground coffee to keep their caffeine cravings at bay. Or shit, you can drink other caffeinated things, and it's just caffeine. Okay, there might be a reason why some of them, they're Mormons, don't drink coffee. I use instant coffee to make mocha buttercream frosting for cake. Exactly. It's got a place. It's got a place for it. I mean, you can use like instant coffee whenever you're making your dry rub for your meats. Add some coffee, a little bit of brown sugar, some paprika, salt, pepper, brown sugar. It's pretty damn tasty. Just saying. That puts a nice little crust on there. Percolated French roast ground, 60 cups in the urn, 30 times a week, just for you. Yeah, see, I drink coffee too. But I do mine in a, what do you call those things? Not a coffee. I guess it would be a coffee pot, but it's more like those containers, whatever. It's like a small urn. Somebody will know the name of it. I can't think off the top of my head. I'm slow like that. Now you're hungry? Now you're hungry. Well, I hope drinking coffee doesn't make you hungry. But in general, supermarket-owned coffees have been able to fend off the prices. Yeah, because generally the supermarket-owned coffees they're buying the same damn coffee, except it doesn't taste quite right. And see, that's the thing. I like a certain flavor of coffee, and some of these coffees taste so horrible. They taste like they're stale, or some of them it's like they were roasted too long. It's hard to explain. I can't. It's like super dried out, and they just don't have like the flavor, or whenever it's like used coffee grounds, what they remind me of. I have to have my coffee. Exactly. No, but talking about steak and rubs makes you hungry. Oh, the food like that. Gotcha. Well, I mean, it could also get you turned on. Just depends on, well, if you like meat and if you like rubs. Just saying. All these instant, what is it? Iceland's Lion Rich Coffee for $2. Aldi's all cafe instant coffee. It's the instant coffee for one spot or 100 grams. And if you're looking for an option on the go, Greg's is your best bet, where the average price of a hot drink is just $2.22. This compares to the $3.85 at Cafe Nero, the next cheapest option, and almost half of what you'd have to fork out at Costa or Starbucks, which charge an average of $4.05 and $4.28 respectively. I don't understand. I don't understand. But speaking of things that are running into problems, are energy drinks. Oh my God, the energy drinks. They're taking away your energy drinks now. The ban means selling high caffeine drinks to anyone under 16 could be illegal, and the popular drinks could be affected. Here's everything you need to know about the rules. The high caffeine energy drinks are set to be outlawed under 16S across England in a bid to safeguard youngsters' well-being. What? I don't understand. Now, see, coffee, whenever I was growing up, because they thought, they considered me a very hyperactive child, and instead of giving me the cocaine type drugs, which they were doing pretty popular at the time, they gave me coffee because it would calm me down. Believe it or not, I started drinking coffee in, what was it, the second grade? Yes. That's when I started drinking coffee. And then, of course, whenever I started being on tour, I didn't have quite as much coffee. It's a weird turn of events. And whenever I was working in the oil fields, I can't really remember. Yeah, I think I would maybe have like a small cup of coffee, but didn't really drink too much of it, because it would have the adverse effect on me and put me to sleep. Now that I've gotten older, I don't have that problem. The sweeping prohibition will make it criminal for any retailer, whether online platforms, high street shops, eateries, cafes, or vending machines, to flog energy drinks packed with more than 150 milligrams of caffeine per liter to anyone below 16. So 149 is perfect, but any more than that, they can't do it. Lower caffeine fizzy drinks like Coca-Cola, Coca-Cola Zero, Diet Coke, and Pepsi will remain unaffected by the crackdown, as will traditional tea and coffee. But coffee is going to have more caffeine in it. So they're taking away the energy drinks that have caffeine, but they're allowing coffee, and tea has high amounts of caffeine also. But those popular high caffeine energy beverages, including Red Bull, Monster, Relentless, and Prime, could all fall foul of the new threshold. Oh, leading supermarket chains such as Tesco, Sainsbury's, Waitrose, Morrison's, and Asda have already voluntarily ceased flogging these drinks to youngsters. Yet the Department of Health highlighted that research indicates some smaller corner shops continue peddling them to children. Shame on them. Government figures suggest the prohibition could ward off obesity, and caffeine is not causing obesity. It might be the high quantities of high fructose sugar. Just saying. It might be that kids nowadays are given a little bit too much. What would happen if we had another depression where people had to stand in bread lines and, oh wait, they're working on that one, aren't they? Morning, Boosh, how you doing? But they let those nuts run across the country assaulting the kids. That's just fine. Yeah. Well, that's my problem. Coffee calls me. No wonder I'm sleepy. Now, government figures suggest the prohibition could ward off obesity in as many as 40,000 youngsters. You know what else could do that? Stop feeding them. Maybe take away the public assistance. So, while tackling problems including disrupted sleep patterns, heightened anxiety, poor concentration, declining academic performance. All of these things don't have to do with that. It might be that we our cost of living due to the government overreach happens to be so damn high that we can't even that now parents aren't stable like they used to be. It's back in the 70s, 80s, it was because divorce was pretty high. Parents weren't sticking together. There wasn't a solid mom and dad, or you would have a father that was possibly off in prison, or any number of things that were happening because of social bullshit. And And then over time, the cost of living is so damn high that both parents now have to work just to support the family. You know, the because of the cost of living that's brought on by our governments, and now you don't have a mother that takes care of kids like they used to, or a father, or whatever your preference is. But they're missing out on quite a bit. Why do you think kids come home because without parental supervision and just dig into the, you know, sugary snacks and all the bad stuff that they shouldn't be eating? Or parents let them get away with it. Just saying. Don't know. Maybe that has something to do with it. Health and social care secretary. Yeah, see, there you go. You got social care secretary. Question: how can we expect children to do well at school if they have the equivalent of a double espresso in their system on a daily basis? Now, I don't know about you, but the equivalent of a double espresso in my system on a daily basis would be awesome. Energy drinks might seem harmless, but the sleep, concentration, well-being of today's kids are all being impacted, while high sugar versions damage their teeth. See, it had nothing to do with the caffeine. Maybe it's the sugar. Maybe kids are crashing from the sugar. And, you know, as part of our plan for change and shift from treatment to prevention, we're acting on the concerns of parents and teachers. No, you're working on the concern of getting our population, our populace. Government's job is get as much money out of the populace so they can sit in their ivory towers and take more shit away from you. Sorry, England, but maybe one day you'll learn. Oh, as part of the plan for change and shift from treatment to prevention, we're acting on concerns of parents and teachers, tackling the root causes of poor health and educational attainment. Teachers, stay out of that shit. Seriously. Teachers, how about teaching kids some practical skills? You've got your basic reading, writing, arithmetic, yet you don't teach those basic things. You know, whatever country it might be, you're not teaching those basic things. And then how about whenever they start getting a little bit older and they understand how numbers work, how letters work, and you know, that you start including things such as, well, how to balance a checkbook, how to budget, things that become very, very valuable in life. Instead, they teach people the most ridiculous shit. And they really do. And as soon as these teachers get out of people's lives, you'll find that they will teach our children, and we're not going to have as much disparagement in our country as they currently have. I mean, here's what I'm talking about. And this will give you a perfect example. This right here, this young lady didn't learn the basics in school. And here she is in her 20s, possibly 30s. And this is what she has to say.
If you use Apple Pay, honestly, just be so careful. This is a little embarrassing to admit, but if this could help one person, then I'm really willing to share what my experience was. I'm just gonna lay it out like this. When you use Apple Pay, that's real money. That's true American dollars from your credit card. If you have your credit card connected, that's where the money is being sourced from. It's not like a special form of Apple Pay, Apple dollars. Why they don't just say this is real money while you're paying, I don't know. Because I thought that I had accumulated a bunch of Apple dollars to use for Apple Pay by, you know, spending so much time on my phone, giving my data very freely and willingly to any place that asks, like whatever they say, are cookies okay? I say yes, 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 because I thought that's how I was getting prizes, getting rewards, getting Apple dollars. So I didn't think that was real money till I checked my credit card bill. I've been spending money like I'm a friggin' million.
No, there's people out there that actually believe this kind of crap. And I don't know, that could just be a made up thing with this chick. I don't know. It could be totally made up. It could be a parody, but But I am telling you, there is that kind of thought out there because, well, the teachers, they're not doing what they should be doing by teaching kids normal skills. That's what we sort of want. What the fuck? Yeah, no, these are the people. By preventing shops from selling these drinks to kids, we're helping build the foundations for healthier and happier generations to come. A more compliant group of people. Instead, we'll give them Prozac and Ritalin and all other kinds of crap that they may or may not need. Yes, they walk among us. Yes, they do. Hey, Wishful, good to see you. A fresh consultation has been launched and will run for 12 weeks to gather evidence from experts. So you're going to charge your populace more shit. Imagine this. They're going to spend millions of dollars doing this. They're going to launch and run for 12 weeks to gather evidence from experts in health and education, as well as retailers, manufacturers, law enforcement leaders, and the public. Beverage containing more than 150 milligrams of caffeine per liter must already carry a warning label citing they are not recommended for children. They're going to spend millions of dollars doing this. And I'm sorry. Here's the thing. If you want this kind of crap to stop, allow parents to act like parents and stop having teachers, experts, in health, education, as well as retailers, manufacturers being in control of your fucking lives. Take control of your own life, take some responsibility for your own actions, and stop relying on your government to do that for you. It's not going to end well for you because they're charging you to make you the guinea pig. Wonderful idea. I love that thought. Anybody that allows that to happen, good luck. Good luck. You're the guinea pig. You're the product. You just got screwed. Sorry. Gavin Partington, he's the Director General of the British Soft Drinks Association. Oh, I wonder how much Gavin makes a year. Why don't you ask that? I guarantee you it's well into the six figures, plus probably bonuses. Could easily be reaching into the seven figures. Said companies do not market or promote the drinks to under 16s, he added. Our members have led the way in self-regulation through our long-standing energy drinks code of practice. Experts that will tell you what they I love that. Tell you what they have been paid to say. Exactly. Our members do not market to promote the sale of energy drinks to under 16s, high-end caffeine beverages that's not recommended for children, align with the spirit of this code. As with all government policy, it's going to screw you, the consumer. It's essential that any forthcoming regulation is based on a rigorous assessment of the evidence that's available. What you're telling me that we've already, here's the thing. We've already figured this shit out a long time ago. Think about how many experts, and you could, it's just a little food for thought. How many experts were telling people the eggs were bad for you? Think about this. They were saying, oh, it causes high cholesterol. And then they came around and they said, oh, actually, it doesn't cause high cholesterol. And then a few years later, they started out with it again, saying, well, it causes high cholesterol. And then they came back and said, no, they ping pong back and forth so much. I mean, these are the same experts that created the food pyramid. You've heard of the food pyramid, right? And they said, this is really bad, unhealthy kind of thing after how many years? Okay. Make up your damn minds what you want it to be. Do you want it to be healthy? Do you want it to, I mean, it just amazes me. Yeah, your mom taught you how to count money and how to count change back to her, how to write checks, balance a checkbook. And just because you have checks doesn't mean you have money to cover the check. Yeah, exactly. It's such a disservice to our family, our kids. It ends, and there's a lot of parents that don't know how to do it themselves. That's where it becomes the biggest problem. They don't understand these kinds of simple economic issues. It's easier to blame the government, that on all this kind of crap, and the reason why I say that is because there was this neat little thing that I saw that was so good, and I'll have to show it to you if I can find it. Where is it? I think I have it. Where is it? Because it was so good. See, pretty positive it is. Where did it go? No. Yep, it's this one. It's this one right here. This guy right here. He pretty much breaks all of it down. Right here. Listen to this one. This guy just nails it. Check it out.
This post is going viral, and I'll tell you, this guy's right.
So sick and tired of hearing about privilege. Privilege isn't being white. Privilege is living in government housing and calling people oppressors while they pay your bills. Get it? I'm done pretending that any of this bull makes sense. You want to talk about privilege? You want to talk about real privilege? Real privilege is wearing $200 sneakers when you haven't worked a day in your life. Privilege is walking around with $300 Beats headphones while you're living on food stamps, while you're on public assistance, and it's paid for by people who wake up and grind every day. Privilege is having the latest smartphone with unlimited data and having zero idea where the bill goes because somebody else is always picking up the tab. Privilege is being able to protest every little thing that offends you without worrying about calling in sick to work because you don't have a job. Privilege is being able to cheat, lie, fail over and over again in life and still get bailed out while people who play by the rules get punished. That's privilege. This isn't about race. This isn't about class. This is about accountability. We've got a culture that rewards victimhood and demonizes work ethic and responsibility. Meanwhile, the people holding everything together for the rest of society, they get taxed into the ground. Their businesses get choked by regulation, and they get personally vilified for speaking up and saying that this is full. You want to talk about privilege? Then start with the people who've never paid the price, but who also scream the loudest. Because they've never had to build anything. They've never had to defend anything. They've never had to carry any real weight. And the reason they get away with it? It's because we don't live in a society of strong men anymore. No. That's been dismantled on purpose over the last 50 years. Because a society of strong men would never put up with any of this bull. And that's exactly why they came after us first.
Pretty powerful.
Experts find that experts are wrong 90% of the time. Granted, that was back in the 60s, and she was a stay-at-home mom, and dad worked and provided for the family. Yeah, but it was also affordable to do that. Your government has made it where it's not affordable to do that anymore. I mean, seriously. And this is what they're talking about whenever they talk about inflation. Inflation has made it. Government controls inflation. They have the ability to decrease inflation. Why? It's those government jobs. It's these folks, that work at the CDC, start unions. These people are the ones that have caused inflation because, we're just not getting paid enough. Right. A government employee shouldn't be paid enough. Because they need to have some practical skills that will actually build the country, make it better. Some of these government jobs are completely unnecessary. I mean, yeah, nurses should be paid for being nurses and should make the same amount of money that any nurse in the private sector can. And they also should have the same skills and same kind of training that they would have in a private sector. But they're throttled by government regulations. 40% of all statistics are invented 35% of the time, and about 72% of all statistics, statistically speaking. I mean, it's not hard to figure this crap out, but for some reason they've been unable to figure this shit out in the real world. Whereas, most companies understand what it means to trim fat, to get rid of, high cost employees that aren't doing a whole lot of good. Are they perfect? Oh, hell to hell no, they're not. They're not perfect by any means of the stretch. You're always going to have bad actors in any field, whether you be in the private sector or in the public sector. Education Secretary Bridget Phillipson. Yeah. Another overpaid education secretary. Yeah, you start digging into education secretary Bridget Phillips, you'll find out how much money she actually makes. I bet she has her own car, probably has a phone that's being paid for by the government, Your tax dollars hard at work. Probably even has security that's paid for by your tax dollars hard at work. This government inherited a scourge of poor classroom behavior. No, this government didn't inherit shit. Governments build nothing. They don't. Name one thing that a single government has built. One thing. Name one thing that they built. You can't, because governments don't build shit. It's people that build things. The scourge of poor classroom behavior that undermines the learning of too many children, partly driven by harmful effects of caffeine-loaded drinks. No, not even close. Not even close. Sorry, I'm on a little bit of a rampage. And today's announcement is another step forward in addressing that legacy. Yeah, your legacy is going to be how stupid you are. It's so ridiculous, these people. They just don't quite get it, do they? Doggone it, I closed something I didn't mean to close. Let me see if I can find it. History. And there it is. Okay. So check this crap out. I saw this today and I almost laughed. Massive Epstein files, bombshells, as 33,295 pages of investigation files are released. Well, the U.S. House Oversight Committee has unveiled 33,295 pages of records pertaining to little Jeffrey Epstein, supplied by the Department of Justice. The DOJ is finally bringing it out, spanning years of investigation into the disgrace. No, we're saying the deceased financier and his associates. The documents are anticipated to cast fresh light on Epstein's criminal network and those linked to his activities. As it took a while for them to get these written. I don't know. I have a hard time believing, because they said that they were going to come out with this stuff a while back and didn't. In a bid to foster transparency and accountability, the committee is making a vast collection available to the public, albeit with certain sensitive information redacted to safeguard victims' privacy. No, it sounds more like they've got it to safeguard the protagonists, not the victims. I mean, sure, but they're also going to be sitting there going, well, we can't really talk about, all of the bad things that these perpetrators of these crimes did. Yeah, governments build fear and dissent. Privacy and ongoing investigation. Members of the Oversight Committee highlighted that this release could offer crucial context for future legislative efforts aimed at addressing gaps in the investigation and prosecution of crimes associated with Epstein and his associates. Well, Oversight Committee Chairman James Comer stated that the DOJ has signaled to him that the committee that will continue to produce further records. He also assured that the names of any victims included in the records will be redacted before any public release. Comer said, "This is the most thorough investigation into Epstein and Maxwell to date, and we're getting results." Really? We have already deposed former Attorney General Bill Barr. The Department of Justice will provide nearly 34,000 pages of documents and will produce more, which are being made public as we speak. Democrats on the committee claim the files provided and released to the public on Tuesday largely compromised information already in the public domain. The folders held hundreds of image files containing years-old court documents related to Epstein Maxwell, alongside video files that appeared to be body camera footage from police searches, plus law enforcement interviews with the victims, their faces blurred. The unexpected release follows Kentucky Representative Thomas Massey and California Representative Ro Khan proposing a petition to compel Congress to release the documents on Epstein case. The cross-party duo has led a discharge petition, I bet they did, that enables lawmakers to bypass leadership of majority of House members. Support it. Massey anticipated. And see, you notice when they're doing this, because they're doing this right here at the midterms. In case you didn't know, midterms. This gets it out there so we can show all these horrible people This week's telling Fox News Digital, I think it's a real good chance of that. Nevertheless, Comer stated the committee was way ahead of the pair's actions. He said, we're going beyond it. We're already getting the documents from the administration. I don't think the discharge petition is necessary at all. Pressure continues to mount in Congress for legislators to take action, demanding greater transparency in the case. The Trump administration has faced a barrage of criticism from both political spectrums for asserting earlier this year that there was no alleged Epstein client list, despite Trump's supporters citing the revelation of details pertaining to the federal investigation as a primary reason for backing him in 2024. This issue is likely to persistently impact proceedings on Capitol Hill, with House Democrats potentially continuing to append the amendments advocating for the disclosure of additional information relating to those files, as they did prior to House Speaker Mike Johnson adjourning the House for recess earlier this summer. Speculation suggests that Johnson may have initiated the House recess early to prevent Democrats from forcing a vote on the release of further documents tied to the investigation. Well, it remains uncertain whether unveiling of these files in Department of Justice potential ongoing collaboration with the Oversight Committee will appease House Democrats' effort to compel GOP members to cast a vote on the release of more files. Peach brandy tasted better for teething pain treatments. I bet it did. They all had the same docs for the last 7 years. Yep, exactly. You're exactly right. They've had the same docs. What seems to be their big holdup? Well, one can only guess what their big deal is. Oh my gosh. Is this what I think it is? Might be. Let's see. Oh, we've got the hilarious redhead here. Let's check it out, what she says.
Hey fuckers, I just got a comment from someone named Andrew saying that my forehead is huge. Huge, capital letters. Let's check, shall we? Here we go. Put that there. And you know what? We'll just give you a little extra. Just for fun. Let's lock it in. Turn it around. Oh! 2.5 inches, huh? 2.5 inches, Andrew. That is what you consider huge. I just want everyone to know that. That you, Andrew, consider 2.5 inches huge. Capital H-U-G-E. Zoom in there. I got the right measurement. It's 2.5. All right, something to think about.
Oh, Andrew, you just hit your ass. Oh my God. This is awesome. Well, this is even better. Sorry.
5'8" and 13 inches, there's no way.
Yes, there is. And if you don't know how to take your business to the next level, come see us with this ultra thin light box.
This is the biggest I've ever seen in real life, but this is fine. It's completely fine.
Yes, I know, because we've been making signage for more than 14 years. Any size can be customized. With 3 years warranty, you won't see. If this...
Poor little Andrew. Oh my God. Oh, I love that guy. Yeah. He's got his marketing down so damn good. Oh yes, he's got his marketing down so good. Oh my God. Speaking of crazy stories, look at this. The Love Hotel left untouched for years with dusty sex toys and spaceship-style beds. Well, Luke Bradburn, 29, was exploring the abandoned Japanese urban landscapes when he blew the dust off some sex toys. Don't ever do that. Left in a spaceship-themed love hotel for 2 decades. Well, the love hotel with dusty sex toys and a spaceship-style beds left untouched for decades has been uncovered by an urban explorer. Luke Bradburn, 29, uncovered the boutique bonking hostelry near Nagoya in southern Japan. Love hotels are short-stay accommodations offering private rooms for hourly overnight use. Just hourly and overnight use designed primarily for couples seeking a discreet and intimate space. While love hotels still exist in Japan today, their popularity has declined since their peak in the 80s and 90s. Luke traveled to Japan in the early 2024 to document the Fukushima exclusion zone and ended his trip in Aichi, I think that's right, Aichi Prefecture, to explore the abandoned hotel. The 4-story building has remained untouched. I wonder why. Since its closure in the early 2000s due to declining business in the area. Well, inside the building, each room had its own distinctive theme, offering wildly different experiences from spaceship-style beds to clam-shaped baths to full boxing ring. Luke from Bury, Greater Manchester, said it was definitely a real unique experience. I bet it was. It's such a big building. Oh my God, I wouldn't be surprised if there were up to 30 rooms across the whole thing. Walking in was so strange, seeing it completely preserved. All those sex toys. They even had all the menus up for when people would arrive and choose, and then their themed room. Luke first learned about the hotel after seeing pictures of the interior posted on social media. That bed is god-awful green. And there's a tree sitting in the middle of it. Weird. However, due to its rural location, it was difficult to find. After scanning the surrounding area on Google Maps, Luke eventually located the hotel and mapped a course. He said it's so rural and went out of business over 2 decades ago. It's just faded into the background after a while. I also discovered that it closed in early 2000 because the local population had aged. What? They're saying that old people don't have sex now? Come on. I also discovered that it closed in early 2000 because the local population had aged, so there weren't as many young people around. This meant fewer guests and the hotel shut down due to lack of business. Inside the building, each room had its own distinctive theme, from spaceship-style beds to clam-shaped baths to a full boxing ring, and the smell is still awful. Footage from inside showed the sex toys left untouched for decades. With all the rooms still equipped with beds and baths and jacuzzis, I wasn't even expecting to be that much left of everything. Well, it was interesting to see that some of the setups left behind. These included clam-shaped baths, beds that make it look like a UFO or a carousel or bondage apparatus is a big red star on it. Definitely the room with the star that left very Soviet Union to me was the strangest. It's not exploring, that's breaking and entering. Exactly. Chibi, that's exactly right. I consider it breaking and entering. Oh my God. Speaking of breaking and entering, Willie Phillips' family lost friends due to racy stunts, as dad would do anything to change profession. But before we do that, we're going to take a little bit of a break. We're going to refill on some coffee and we'll be right back. Enjoy the short break.
Shizzy, when it's chat we thrive, where Shizzy does dance and memes arrive. No quiet moments, no dull night. We laugh and funny sight. Oh, Shizzy's crowd, you're wild and true, with crazy gigs and jokes that flew. We're living pixels in the stream, a digital dream, a shared daydream. From shoutouts to those random screams, to inside jokes and endless memes, We talk and Shizzy when it's chat, we thrive. Where Shizzy does dance and memes arrive. No quiet moments, no dull night. We laugh and funny sight. Oh, Shizzy's crowd, you're wild and true, with crazy gifts and jokes that flew. We're living pixels in the stream, a digital dream, a shared daydream. From shoutouts to those random screens, and inside jokes and endless memes. In Shizzy Winnott's chat we thrive, where Shizzy does dance and memes arrive. No quiet moments, no dull night. We laugh and funny sight. Oh, Shizzy's crowd, you're wild and true, with crazy gifts and jokes that flew. We're living pixels in the stream, a digital dream, a shared daydream. From shoutouts to those random screens, to inside jokes and endless memes. We type our hearts, we spam the love. Our chat rooms like a lit up club. Our chat rooms like a lit up club. Oh, Shizzy's crowd, you're wild and true, with crazy gifts and jokes that flew. We're living pixels in the stream, a digital dream, a shared daydream. Ooh, yeah, we come together night and day. We laugh, we play in our way. A family in a cyberspace, loving hearts in this virtual place. Oh, Shizzy's crowd, you're wild and true, with crazy gifts and jokes that flew. We're living pixels in the stream, a digital dream, a shared daydream.
Oh, well, Lily Phillips' family lost friends due to racy stunts. As Dad would do anything to change profession, Lily Phillips has made millions from her online content, but her parents wish she would do anything else. As a tearful Lily was seen overcome with emotion in a recent documentary. Well, adult star Lily Phillips has said her family has lost friends because of her X-rated stunts and that her father wishes she had chosen a different career. The racing model 24 has made eye-watering wads of cash from her career, but has come at some personal cost and probably other things. Her loved ones have found it difficult to come to terms with how she makes a living, including when she romped around with 100 blokes in just one day. Yeah. It was quite hard for them, Lily said. I bet not. Lily said I should delete that podcast hosted by Emily Clarkson and Alex Light. You'll see it in the documentary, them talking about their struggles throughout. Lily was referring to the focus of the first episode of the new You documentary series. Stacey Dooley sleeps over. Her parents broke down in tears when they were interviewed in the doc. That really hurt them, and they lost some friends throughout it, Lily continued. Lily's father, 59, said, "We've known for years she's been an adult entertainer. I just thought it was just posing in swimwear and lingerie. That's because you want to lie to yourself that your daughter isn't acting a hoe." Mom Emma said, "When she was doing raunchy content, we stood back because we want to continue our relationship with our daughter. We were pretty open with it, but when it went to the next step, we were like, oh, no. Yeah. You should have probably told her no a long time ago." Lily was with her parents when they revealed all and was overcome with emotion as they spoke. Her worried dad continued, "If there's anything we could do to change her profession, we'd do it overnight. It's the degradedness of it and making sure that she's safe. This woman has no concern for herself. No self-control. Sometimes we think that we've done anything wrong with her upbringing." Well, yeah, you did. You told her, you didn't tell her no. You didn't give her those moral values as a young child. So yes, you did do something wrong. Daddy's not proud. Imagine that. I'm telling you, you take control of that shit at an early age, and you're not going to have a woman acting like those. Well, and if they do it, then it's not on you. But apparently she's got it in her mind that, this is okay. It's fine. She seemed to be totally excited about doing it. Thank you so much for the super chat, Jim. It makes this entertainment all that much more entertaining. Thank you very much, Jim. I appreciate you. Yeah, Daddy's not proud. Imagine that. Go figure. And, one of the easiest things you guys can do, if you're not subscribed, you can subscribe to the channel, or you can just hit that thumbs button. Those things are thumbs up button. Those things are easy things to do. They help the channel grow and keep it going. Trust me, it all means quite a bit. Sometimes we think we've done anything wrong with our upbringing. Well, as far as I'm concerned, we had nothing but nice times and love. Is it money? Because if it was money, we'd sell our house. You could have everything you want, Lily, if you gave it all up now. During the podcast, Emily, the daughter of broadcaster Jeremy Clarkson, said she felt uncomfortable. Her parents were brought up a good deal during the doc. I think that if you were a man, we wouldn't be doing this, said Emily, and Lily agreed. Because you got to understand, your parents sort of want what's best for you. Maybe they weren't the greatest at giving you all those skills, but at some point, sweetheart, men take responsibility for their action, but you still have it. But why? Because all of a sudden you're all in tears. I didn't mean to be such a slut. Not your parents' fault that you wanted to do this. At any point in time, you could have said, no, I think that's just taking it a little bit too far. There's a reason why you have, was it Johnny Somali or whatever that's in Korea. Or is it Japan? He's in Korea right now, serving prison sentences, and is probably going to be deported to Japan to face some more over there, China, or wherever he decides he's going to go. Because he's like Lily couldn't take responsibility, and it's all about getting those clicks. Got to get those clicks. During the podcast, well, I think that if you were a man, you wouldn't be doing this. We wouldn't be doing this. Yeah, because a man wouldn't be doing that crap. Jasmine Alday wrote in the Mirror that the documentary was a stark contrast to a recent film about Bonnie Blue, a controversial adult star known for having sex with over 1,000 men in one day. That documentary seemed to celebrate rather than scrutinize her actions, Alday wrote, adding that Lily's show was more vulnerable but failed to adequately demonstrate to young people that such behavior shouldn't be normalized in relationships or casual encounters. No shit. In the episode with Stacy, Lily was seen with 20 attendees in a live event. Stacy was unable to watch the encounter. Go figure. She doesn't think everything is as good as she makes it seem, Stacy remarked. Go figure. Gotta get up and get busy. Love to you all. Thanks, Shizzy. Have a great day. You have a great day too, Happy. I mean, this is one of those things where it's like, you warn people, but they don't want to listen. Why not? Why won't you listen? Why won't these people listen? I don't know. It's like this girl. She maybe this one left me almost in tears laughing at the stupidity of this. She's going to trial in October for his crimes. This one, trying steak as a lifelong vegetarian. Enjoy this one. It is good.
Trying steak as a lifelong vegetarian. I'm just gonna see if I cooked it right. I made steak before for my boyfriend, so I just didn't get to try it. Okay. I mean, I cooked it well done. That was kind of the goal. This is ribeye. I cooked it in avocado oil.
She doesn't know how to cook because that's not well done. That's medium rare at the best. Medium rare at the best. Yeah, that's medium rare. You can tell by the color of the meat that's medium rare. Got a little bit of blood in it, medium rare. Vegetarians. She's about to find out.
Okay, this is just the most intimidating meal I've had, I think.
No.
I want to say something other than that's really good, because that's better than really good. I'm just kind of processing this.
No shit. No shit.
I want to bite with the garlic. Oh my God.
She just about comes to tears over this because her body is going, oh my God, this is what I've been missing out on. Yeah.
It's delicious. Yummy. Holy shit. Trying a bite with avocado. This is the first plate I'm looking at and think I could actually finish.
You think? You think? Sometimes your body just needs that beautiful, beautiful meat.
I want to do this so bad. Oh no, I didn't really make these egg yolks that runny. It still looks good though. So far.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Yeah, sweetheart. You have no idea.
I haven't been converted, and I'm not going to speak too soon.
Well, maybe get rid of the nose ring. That's where I would start. Just make that thing go away.
But I think this made it a little bit of a harder decision. Trying.
You think? You think? Next thing, take that thing out of your nose. I know. It leaves boogers on it, and it's always so disgusting. It's like one of the first things that you grab a hold of if you ever get into a fight. You just grab a hold of that thing. I guarantee you got control of the situation. Oh my! Oh my! Oh my! It's so hard to explain that to some of these folks right here. Just like CNBC spilled the awful truth about California. This comes to you from PJ Media, written by Stephen Green. Question: what do you call key sectors of the world's fourth largest economy when they rely on illegal alien labor working for substandard wages, fewer benefits, and a greater risk of exploitation? I'd call it a crime, but in California, they call it putting billions of dollars at risk when President Donald Trump actually enforces the law, like the chief executive takes an oath to do. With California's $4 trillion gross domestic production, Governor Gavin Newsom likes to boast that his state is the world's fourth largest economy, but a new CNBC report by Kate Rogers reveals more than it meant to about how Trump's immigration policy threatens key sectors of Newsom's state. One in four Californians is an immigrant, according to the Bay Area Economic Institute and the University of California. Merced, one in five of those here is illegally. In other words, California is home to around 2 million or more illegal aliens. As the Trump administration continues to ramp up immigration enforcement industries key to the state's $4 trillion economy, like agricultural, construction, and hospitality, could be among those hardest hit by the loss in California's immigrant workforce. These are the workers that are keeping our economy afloat. They're keeping businesses open. Abby Reyes, research director at the Institute, told CNBC. Joe Garcia, president of the California Farm Workers Association and CEO of Jaguar Labor Contracting, said in the report, the lettuce, the strawberries, all the wine we drink on a daily basis, fruit juices, everything that a farm worker picks, packs, pre-harvest, they do all these jobs year round, and that puts food on your table. Did he mean to repeat the who will pick our cotton trope? Regardless, CNBC said that Garcia's firm connects farm workers to growers, which I guess makes Jaguar Labor a profitable middleman in the market for illegal workers. Sectors like construction and farming are staring down worker shortages that predate any change to immigration policy in California. More than 60% of construction workers are immigrants, and a quarter of them are undocumented, according to the story. California's unemployment rate is among the highest in the nation. And according to Public Policy Institute last June, about 10% of Californians, almost 2 million, are or underemployed as of the last quarter. 2 million illegals, 2 million unemployed citizens. Does anybody see the problem here? Can anyone else taste the crocodile tears when Los Angeles restaurant owner and illegal alien employer, apparently Courtney Kaplan, complained the biggest challenge for us aside of the lost revenue and the decrease in business has been the uncertainty every day. Overregulation, overtaxation jack up the price of everything in California, including labor. Now business and political leaders swear to God that the state's economy can't function out without the underpaid workers they euphemistically called undocumented. Could we not use undocumented, please? The correct legal term, as it's written into our immigration laws, is illegal alien. Alien because they're foreign to this country, illegal because they entered illegally. And here's the exit question, not for you, or dear reader, but for California. If your $4 trillion behemoth is built on the backs of illegal aliens, is it really worth that much? Same question here. Why can't we end the war on drugs? During the Obama years, Democrats ceased being a coalition party. This is the true legacy of Barack Hussein Obama. He handed his party's keys to the radical leftists. And nothing in America has been the same since. Until Obama took office, the Democrat Party was left-leaning, but the other members of the coalition offset the radicals: union workers, minorities, day laborers, single women, corporatists, environmentalists, and single-issue activists, abortion, gay rights, etc. Which unified this coalition was less ideological than pragmatic. A union dock worker in the Northeast had little in common with, say, a socialist in Seattle, but the common denominator was that all coalition members believed the Democrat Party was their best vehicle to stake a claim for the extended feeding at the government trough. In other words, they worked together because they had to, not because they actually believed in each other's causes, which is the fundamental weakness of coalitions. After the GOP obliterated President Clinton in the 94 midterms, his party put the liberal wing to pasture. For the final 6 years of his presidency, the Clinton administration triangulated its way through various legislative, budgetary, and personal entanglements. Never again would a leading Democrat dare say the era of big government is over. Today, it would be utterly unfathomable. Next came 8 years of George W. Bush. His failures in Iraq and the economic crisis gave the radical leftists they opened and coveted. On Election Day 2008, they took control of everything. Meanwhile, the GOP embraced the banner of conservatism under Barry Goldwater. In the 1960s, President Ronald Reagan, and in the 80s, we've been operating under these ideals for most of the last 100 years. The Republican Party is the conservative party. We believe in limited government, personal liberty, rugged individualism. At this point, it's hardwired into our DNA. Like many of you, I became a conservative because I believe these values will maximize peace, prosperity, and opportunity for my countrymen. It's how we safeguard our God-given rights to life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. I firmly, wholeheartedly believe that conservatism is our best defense against tyranny, probably our last defense, too. But as a conservative, I've always struggled with the war on drugs. Absolutely. For purely ideological reasons, I'm troubled by the government banning adults from living how they want or having the freedom to make their own decisions, especially in the privacy of our own homes. We ought to have the right to make our own choices, even if those choices are destructive and unhealthy. Look, if you want to eat Twinkies, smoke pot, scroll Instagram, and drink Jack Daniels all day, you should have the right. Just don't ask the rest of us to subsidize your lifestyle. Freedom of choice necessarily implies the freedom to make bad decisions too. Such is the horror and the curse of free will. But do you really have free will if you're a drug addict? By definition, an addict is addicted, so probably not. Your brain, your body, your soul are enslaved in chemical bondage, which makes it absolutely antithetical to free will. I'm unsure how to reconcile that contradiction. There's much more pragmatic concerns. The two most heavily abused drugs in America are alcohol and nicotine, and their commonality is obvious. They're both legal. It seems reasonable to assume that if you more drugs legal, there'd be more Americans using and abusing drugs. We've already seen this with the pro-marijuana movement. As more states legalize marijuana, its uses has skyrocketed, and there are now more daily pot smokers in America than daily alcohol drinkers. By some metrics, the number of cannabis-involved ailments and emergency room visits has jumped by nearly 50%. It'd be stupid to assume that's purely coincidental. Should we suspend the war on drugs? We'd better double down on rehab centers and medical facilities, because the number of U.S. drug users will grow considerably. The social costs will be in the billions, maybe even trillions. Then again, the war on drugs has already cost taxpayers over $1 trillion. Damned if you do, damned if you don't. There really aren't any good options. Alas, it's a choice between what's bad and what's likely worse. Full disclosure, I used to serve on the board of directors of Drug Free America. Despite my misgivings, I liked them and mostly support their efforts. I was also very honest about my own background. When they recruited me, I've done PR for liquor brands, alcohol products, gambling, and other sins. They told me that was fine. They needed help with their messaging. So if you want to call me a hypocrite, you'd have a point. That's not me. This is the writer here. I'm far more passionate about expanding personal liberty than curtailing it. So the immortal words of Axl Rose, where do we go? Where do we go now? What, if anything, should we change about our drug war? Post-Obama conservatism and liberalism are both North Stars, ideologies that push their adherents in a specific direction. And because they're both North Stars, they also share the same weakness. Some ideas work far better as theories than in real-world policies, but because social cost is simply too great. My suspicion is that why we can't end the war on drugs, not today, not tomorrow, not next week, probably not ever, too many people would be hurt. And paradoxically, too much freedom would be lost. Imagine that. Good job, Scott Pinsker. That's a really well-placed story. I got to do something about adjusting this camera. Sort of cutting off the top of my head. I feel very weird. About to go under anesthesia for a biopsy and poop removal. Glad I listened to Shizzy while I wait. Oh, well, I hope everything comes out all right. I hope that you do well. And may it be good. May it be good and find you 100% healthy. Then why are they waiting to raise income tax to 40%? Why are they wanting to do that? Why wouldn't they not? Sorry, I'm canned over 100 pounds of diced tomatoes yesterday. Awesome. No, that's perfect. That's perfect. Deanna Kissinger. I love it. Diana Kissinger. That's a beautiful thing. It's a beautiful thing. The only problem is they never made a dent in the war on drugs without taking our cartels. Yeah, that is always one of the hardest parts, is getting rid of the cartels. Because they will make it difficult. Just saying. That's part of what they do. They make everything difficult. Oh, what is it? Oh, this thing that I saw on. Now I had to laugh whenever I saw this, because I was laughing at this little TikToker. Okay. Now this is something that I wanted to share with you guys. Oops, sorry. Let me get the right screen here. So this is absolutely hilarious. If you haven't seen it, this is why you should always have your camera on right here for this.
Hey, baby, one more time!
Oh, yeah. Just caught up watching yesterday's show. Great job. Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Yeah, if you haven't seen yesterday's, it's a little crazy. It is definitely a little crazy. Yeah, she was ranting and raging over this crap. And I've got something else I wanted to show you, because I want to show you some true talent. I can't play the music that she has, but I can play you my music, I think. I've got some. because this will be good. This will be good. So let me get the music happening here, and then we will get her up on stage for her little show. You ready? Here we go. Watch this.
Step aside, y'all, it's my time to shine. I'm feeling the groove with these hips of mine. Hands in the air like spaghetti gone rogue. My knees are jelly and my hips just broke. Shaking it, breaking it, what a blast. Wobble it, wiggle it, shake that ass. Do a jig or a jog, wiggle it to the side. Or break that hip bone by moving your ass. Step up or stand aside. My shoulders pop like a rusty hinge. My fingers point like they're on a binge. Twirl like a tornado.
See, I told you I could get you a little bit of entertainment in there. That is some talent. That is some talent. Now for this. This is really good. This is really good. This next one. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. Your music works great with that. I know. That's what I'm saying. My music works great with a lot of stuff. That chick has some talent. Chick has some talent. She should not stop doing that. All right, here we go.
So I want to talk about why men of this generation are scared of women.
Should I tell her, guys? Okay, I'll tell you.
With all due respect, young lady, men don't fear women at all. In fact, probably the issue is women don't fear men or respect men at all these days. Your generation offers a tenth of what our mothers provided. Barely cook, clean, our own integral part for men, not looking for constant attention on social media, offering very little to the relationship and expecting so much to be done for you. You want a man over 6 feet, high value man. You haven't the slightest clue how to earn the value of man. Most of you were not raised with a traditionally masculine father. You don't know how to treat men. We're not scared. We're just tired of what you don't bring to the table. And you're going to have to fix it, girls. Sorry. That's what his message was to that young lady that was all bouncy. Yes. I think it's awesome that guys are starting to stand up and say, hey, we demand a little bit, just a little bit more, just a little bit. All right, let's call it a day for today. Tonight, as far as I know, should be On with Mo, the Deep End. Over on her channel, we're going to be going over some more of the Coburger documents, and I think she said she had some other stuff that she wanted to show, which will be good also. We're looking forward to that. That should be at about 6 o'clock tonight that will be over there. But in the meantime, I'm going to send all you fine people to go check out. I think she's streaming this morning. If she is, that's where I will be sending each and every one of you. Go over there, show her some love, and make sure you hit that thumbs up on your way out if you haven't hit it already. Appreciate every single one of you, and I will see you tonight. Peace.
Bless your heart. I thought I was the only mentally challenged one here.
And shine, coffee's brewing, feeling fine. News is out and on the air. Shizzy Whiz nuts wild, but we don't care. Morning Whiz and Coffee. Talk the news, he's a tease. Laugh it off, we're on the go. Shizzy Whiz nuts, start the show. Let's go. Get it, yeah, oh yeah. Headlines spinning. spinning in the breeze. Stupid jokes, he's such a tease. Sip the Java, wear a smile. Pants are off, but stay a while. Morning Whiz and Coffee. Talk the news, he's a tease. Laugh it off, we're on the go. Shizzy Whiz, let's start the show. Let's go. Spinning in the breeze. Stupid jokes, he's such a tease. Sip the Java, wear a smile. Pants are off, but stay a while. Morning Whiz and Coffee. Talk the news, he's a tease. Laugh it off, we're on the go. Shizzy Whiz, let's start the show. Let's go. Get it, yeah, oh yeah. Serious is overrated. Every day we're caffeinated. Talk the town, but in a jest. Morning Whiz is always best. Clock is ticking, time to run. Morning show's a load of fun. Grab your mug, don't spill a drop. Laugh your ass off till you pop. Clock is ticking, time to run. Morning show's a load of fun. Grab your mug, don't spill a drop. Laugh your ass off till you pop.
Oh my god, Shizzy breaks Larry. Shizzy broke Larry.
Peace and show Mo some love.